The Tangent Egg podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Tangent Egg Podcast. I'm Seth, and as always with me are Swoosh and John Doe.
Hi.
Hello.
And I think we need to start out with what is this is not how you handle a disease outbreak in a staple animal.
Yeah.
So, I know this happened maybe a week or two ago, but it sort of kept doing the rounds, and it seems to be what he actually thinks needs to happen.
I think it happened the day after we fucking recorded.
Oh, no one asked. RFK Jr. wants to essentially let bird flu run rampant through all of the chickens, so that after they're done and all the chickens are dead, they can take all the living chickens and breed them into super chickens. That'll be resistant to bird flu.
What's the mortality rate for bird flu among chickens? It's 80% or something?
It's pretty fucking high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a viable way of doing things. That's how you kick off a food war. Because chicken's a staple part of diet for most people.
Yeah.
Well, it's the bigger point though is every time something like bird flu spreads, it has the chance to mutate.
Yeah.
So if you just go, we're not going to control it and we're just going to let it go fucking ham, that's not going to work out. It's going to mutate. It's going to kill all those chickens. You're like, these are the super chickens, the resistance ones. Now they'll fall to a later version of it.
Yeah.
And if you think that eggs are expensive now.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
The other problem you also have is the more it has chances to mutate, while the chance is incredibly low,
there's still
the chance for it to spread from one animal to another increases.
Yeah.
Yes, it's basically a negligible number, but that negligible number becomes a bigger negligible number.
It just takes one mutation. One mutation to go, you know what? Fuck humanity. At which point...
You know that 11% you're relying on?
Yeah. About that. As any gamer can tell you, a 0.1% chance of something is actually pretty good odds for something.
Oh, XCOM. Straight out, 99% chance to hit, you will miss.
Exactly.
I mean, come on, D&D. I got a 1 in 20 chance of rolling a 1. How likely is that going to happen? Way more often than you think it does.
A fucking oath.
The amount of times I roll
chance for
double...
a 20? Yes.
Oh, God. It's a dumb idea. I like the fact that most people agree it's a dumb idea. But unfortunately, the guy in charge of it thinks it's a great idea.
The problem is it's not even the illness kills a lot of chickens, but if chickens are in a confined space and they start to get stressed, they straight out go cannibalistic.
Yeah.
I know back home, my hometown, there's a lot of chicken sheds, and if it's a particularly hot day, they play soothing music and spray them with water to calm them down, because otherwise, a warm day, they will eat each other. You will have very few survivors.
Apparently, it also increases with the more chickens you have. If there's more chickens, the chances are they're going to get even more stress, because anxiety and other chickens.
Yeah.
Shock horror, like most people, they don't want to be around other chickens.
Who'd have thought, right? Oh, man. America was on the freight train to hell, and I fucking love it.
There was a documentary I watched about chicken farming ages ago. It's the shit people get away with calling to do with chickens is dumb. You only need a tiny outside pen to call them free range, when really they're just factory hens.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. And as you say, it takes one heating cooling system to get fucked with, and that's it. Whole fucking shed's done.
A whole shed of chickens have just gone completely berserk.
Or died.
Calling them barn-raised chooks. It's literally just a tin shed that's about 100 meters long and about 20 meters wide. It's not a red wooden barn that you're thinking of. It's not a fucking field they go out and run around in. They're inside a fucking steel shed with air conditioning, and that's it.
Yeah.
At least we don't have cage farms here.
Oh, yeah, true.
They were talking about how when they first put all the chickens in, they're still chicks. they'll go out to feed them, and it's basically impossible to feed them without crushing a few.
Yeah, pretty much.
They
just
literally
get on the
run
floor.
under your feet. That's what they do. And then they get a little bit older, and they make room for you. Then they get a little bit older, and you have to wear, hard leather chaps to be able to walk in there, because they will strip, the flesh off your legs. Those little fuckers are dangerous.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, chickens, they're adorable. No, they're angry pigeons.
This is what happened to the dinosaurs. These little fuckers are bad.
I'm pretty sure the dinosaurs all just condensed down into the cassowary, but...
Yeah.
Well...
At the very least, the raptors did. Just the T-Rex compresses, God, why?
So, for a second, the type of bird a cassowary is considered is a raptoid.
Yeah.
So I thought you were making a reference to that, not to an actual raptor. At which point
I'm not that intelligent.
Well, the thing is, though, dinosaurs into most raptoids, because that's,
A turkey's part of that?
Ostriches, cassowaries, emus are the big ones that everyone thinks of as being part of the raptoid family. You know what's also part of the raptoid family?
Pigeons.
Kiwi bird.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Are they the dopey cousin of the raptor?
I don't know, but they're technically considered a raptoid.
They're the moon of raptors. We let you in here because technically you're a raptoid, but we're watching you, Kiwi.
I think it's because it's a two-leg flightless bird.
Yeah,
in that same body frame as the other ones. It just happens to be fucking tiny.
Which means that we have a stranglehold on not only venomous things, but also raptoids. So many of them in our area of the world.
Yeah, I mean, we've got two of them, and the weird offshoot one is...
The weird offshoot one's across the
New
pond.
Zealand. Yeah, we gave that one to New Zealand.
We apparently imported a shit ton of ostriches at one point, so there's a few of those running around.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not from here.
No.
Although, another dumb thing about that fucking... The kiwi, which I didn't know... When it creates the egg, it literally crushes its own organs and moves its skeleton around.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, kiwis are strange things.
Because it's part of the raptoid family.
And the birds are really weird too.
What's known about most raptoids? They have giant eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a
it
significant
still does the big
percentage
egg
of their body
thing.
mass.
Oh, God. It would suck to be a raptoid.
I mean, depends which one you are. 3 out of 4, it's a pretty good deal.
Kiwis are like pandas. They want to die, but we won't let them.
Nah, man. Kiwis can fuck. Fucking pandas can't.
Pandas are a strange thing. God damn.
What is it? They live in a 40 by 40k area is generally a designated zone for one panda.
Yeah.
So that means them running into one of the other gender is incredibly unlikely. They're only in heat for 1 month and can only get pregnant for 2 weeks inside of that month.
Yeah.
And even if for some reason the male panda finds the female in the perfect window, quite often their dick's too short to even do the job.
Or those are like, nah, I'm out. And wander off.
It's just this animal wants to die. It's geneticked its way into we're done. We're out. Let us go.
Let us die. At which point the entire human race is like, but you're so cute looking. We can't let you. Just paint a bear. Leave me alone.
Oh, and it's a carnivore with a herbivorous diet.
Yeah. They are a paradox that is actively trying to die.
Just real slow and with maybe we'll make another one. I don't know. They're like the millennial of animals.
I was gonna say, it's like the human race currently. It's fuck.
It's like they got the normal bear roll of the dice, but then they got the kind of platypus fucked up throwback diet. And then let's make a normal animal, but let's give it a fucky diet. And then let's make a fucky animal. Let's give it a normal diet of crustaceans. Shit.
Do you think if you put a panda with a bunch of other bears, it would be that one guy going, actually, I'm vegan?
Yeah.
You could almost imagine a panda having the accent as well, for those really uppity vegans.
I mean, off of what Jonah just said then, it was just all I can imagine was okay, cool, what's my base race? Bear. Awesome. I'm going to be sick. What did I get as my class? Herbivore. What?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's
Can I choose
Traveler.
to change that? No.
Yeah, no, it's the Traveler way of making your characters rolling on random sheets.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I got a bear, it's gonna be fucking great, and roll and vegan. Oh man, there goes all my strength bonuses.
And then you have stuff like a moose, which, is an obligate carnivore.
Fucking moose are a different thing in their own right. It's just the fact that they are chill as fuck, and then we'll be like, you know what? No, just rebel.
Well, I mean, they're a prey animal.
They are, yeah. They
It's
also
that
get
thing-
they fuck up like orcas and shit. Like,
No.
No,
It's not
orcas
that they
fuck them
up. Oh, yeah.
yeah,
The moose will dive into the water to eat the kelp,
yeah,
which makes a known predator of a moose an orca whale.
yeah.
That's sort of like, it's almost like there's a fuck up there where like the moose's diet should have been the panda's diet and the panda should have been the moose's.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like someone swapped like a page of a character sheet somewhere.
Just a demon up there is like, here, switch.
Anyway, shall we get back onto topics?
I think so.
If we can find it again, we wandered off pretty far.
Look, man, we all know that this podcast is secretly not whatever the topic list is.
That is true.
No.
And I mean, like, I'm not going to lie, a lot of the topics this week are just kind of depressing, so I'm not really going to stop us going on much more enjoyable tangents.
We're trying to avoid hitting the iceberg this time. Just, just skirt around it for once.
Just like, tap it once in a while, because,
Yeah.
I mean, Austin, Texas is trying to pass a law which would make it so that it would be illegal to identify as anything other than the birth you were given, the gender you were assigned at birth, and they're going to call it gender fraud.
I still don't understand why people are so fucking shitty about all this crap. Like, I don't care enough. Be what you want to be. I don't give a shit anymore. Yeah.
Because they have to be shitty about something.
You're not wrong. People do like to be pissed off.
Just
Being
out of
okay
curiosity,
with people,
does that mean that they concede that it's a person at birth?
they've been
Oh.
trying to make that the case for ages.
No, because that's
No,
their
they've been trying to
argument
push
against
for
abortion.
Yeah, because they wanted it to be before birth. They always want it as conception. But they
Yeah, they
can't
wanna
say
get it on the
conception
vaccine.
because everyone starts the fetus as a female.
That hilarious little piece from back when the
Yeah.
100 and something orders got signed.
Yeah. So many of those. I'm really hoping
What?
someone tries to take them away, just by saying, oh, signed in auto pen, can't have that, sir. Just to, Uno reverse on them. They won't, but I hope they do.
And really, it's just if look, I'm not part of this whole fucking thing, so I don't know nearly enough about it, and honestly, I don't want to.
Yeah.
But as far as I can tell, it's simply being okay with people picking their own gender is woke, and they hate woke.
Yeah. They really do.
And given that woke is whatever they don't like,
That is the weird thing. I've tried to find, like, a decent description of what woke is meant to be. No one has a definitive answer.
there is no.
I don't like
It
it.
changes from
That's all
person
it
to
is.
person. Yeah. It's just,
And now they're starting to try and backronym some of it because I saw a bunch of stuff because, like, they've been dragging Assassin's Creed Shadows for its wokeness.
ugh.
Now they're trying to, like, backronym old Assassin's Creed games to also being very woke. It's just like, no, dude, come on.
No, very few people care about this thing. Like,
Unfortunately, an awful lot of people care about it. That's the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Well, at least the
Far too
very
many.
loud people care. Like,
If
that's
people
the thing.
stopped caring about it, then all these people could just say whatever they want to be.
Yeah.
The problem is that way too many people are concerned with whether what you say you are is what's in your pants.
People. They're all bastards.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you on the slightest on that. Although, something that is looking pretty likely to happen that's fucking hilarious to me, I mean, it's bad for a lot of people, but, like, come on. Elon Musk is facing a margin call.
Oh, I really
no.
hope this goes ahead.
Oh,
If you don't know what
shit.
that is, essentially, the way Musk has money is that he essentially goes to a bank and goes, I will give you X amount of Tesla stock if you give me this much money. It's basically how all billionaires function. They don't have cash; they have a line of credit.
Mm.
Now, when your assets get depreciated too much, like say, I don't know, some major crash on a company you own, there's a point where you get a margin call, which is essentially your debtors going, yeah, this isn't worth as much as you told us it was going to be. We need to be paid now.
Yeah. It's either they need to be paid now or they need more stock.
Yeah.
Both of those options are bad for Musk.
Pretty much. Either way, he loses.
Yeah.
And with a margin call, it's much more likely that they'll call in the actual debts, especially given the way the free fall's happening with Tesla. Because, like, if it was like, oh, there's a dip for, like, I don't know, steel wasn't available for some fucking reason, I wouldn't surprise me if there was a few margin calls during COVID.
Yeah.
Where people just gave more stock because it was like once COVID's over, we'll bounce back, we'll be fine. But if I was one of these people who potentially came up against this margin call on Tesla, I'd be like, no, man, pay me.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting. I'm not betting on your
I need to
stock
cash
going
these
back
chips
up.
out now, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You couldn't stop this margin call coming, even though you got the president to essentially do a fucking Tesla ad on his lawn.
Yeah. Like, it's so very stupid. Like,
And,
normally,
like,
billionaires have a hard time losing their money because they hoard it like fucking dragons, but this guy seems to be speedrunning it at the moment.
And it's such a hard turn of face because it went from very much, oh, you own a Tesla to, oh, you own a Tesla. Like, that's a hard turnaround in, like, a general public view.
In about 3 months.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shareholders calling for Elon to be removed as CEO for a lot of companies he looks after.
I'm
like,
genuinely surprised it's lasted this long.
So am I. Like, I'm surprised that Tesla hasn't just gone, just stop, go over there.
A big part of it is he owns one of the largest voting blocks inside of Tesla.
Yeah.
Now, he doesn't own the largest one. He owns the largest single block. There are 2 other groups that vote as part of Tesla that generally vote together. It's BlackRock and I can't remember what the other one is.
Fucking BlackRock's in everything.
Yeah. They're both investment firms.
Yeah.
But they basically almost always vote together. And if they wanted to vote together to kick him out, that could happen.
Yeah. I really hope it happens. I'm not going to lie. I kind of want him to lose everything. I know it's a dickish thing to say, but I really kind of hope it happens.
I speaking to the sort of Schadenfreude, and I have no idea if it's real. There was an audio recording that went around for a little bit of Elon Musk basically sort of like breaking down to Donald Trump about how like it's really fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like, this is a fucking problem. I might lose everything. I don't know if that was some deep fake shit.
There was a similar thing with JD Vance that was found to be
Fake,
like AI. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was faked, but I could also see it being real.
That in itself is fucking scary enough of like the deep fakes of like, you can absolutely ruin someone's life, career, everything with that. Like, if you didn't have the ability or technical know-how to look, like, to analyze that, oh, this is done by an AI, or any way to go back and assess it,
excuse me,
you could be fucked up. Like, there's some really
that's
scary shit there.
That's why I didn't bring it up. Like, the recording I'm referring to came out last week, and I was going to bring it up on the pod last week, but it was like, I can't find a verifiable source for this, so I'm not going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up now as simply as it was a real Schadenfreude moment for me, because it's like, yes, burn, you fucking asshole. Yeah.
Like, there's a difference to me, like, for Schadenfreude and, like, actively wanting someone to get everything. Like, be horribly done by. But it's like, after a certain point, it's kind of deserved to have things
I was about to
away.
say, I feel like when it comes to Musk, the Venn diagram on those two things is almost a circle.
Yeah, like, there is a certain point where being an evil prick means that you don't get to have the shiny toys anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the only bit of me that's like, I don't want Tesla to go down, simply because a lot of people work for Tesla.
Yeah.
I don't want all those people to lose their jobs.
No.
But
just want
Musk.
that little bit of cancer cut out of the fucking organism.
Yeah. It's kind of why I want them to call the margin call kind of thing and just take him away from the Tesla and... Is it Amazon he looks after?
No, that's Bezos.
That's Bezos. That's the other creepy guy. But, yeah, no. Between, was it him, Bezos, and Zuckerberg, I would love to see them fall down.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Zuck the Suck has sort of insulated himself, and Bezos stays the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Easily the best choice he's ever made, just to, like, don't look at me. I just own the company.
He's letting the other clowns run around in front and just hoping no one pays attention to his literal slavery happening in the background.
The others let the monkeys take over the fucking circus.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time he did anything, like, really, like, public-facing was the dick rocket.
And he copped flack with that. I think he gone, I'm good. I cop shit.
Oh, no, the best thing from that, if anyone doesn't remember, was NASA increasing the height you have to go to be considered an astronaut.
I love
to push
that.
it higher than he went.
That was the greatest petty action I have ever seen for a long time. It's fucking mint.
You went to high altitude. You're not an astronaut.
You are a high altitude visitor. Like, what? No. And I hate the fact that space travel is now in the hands of companies as opposed to, like, NASA and stuff. But
I don't hate that there's a lot of private companies working on it. I hate that the American government has decided they don't want to fund NASA.
Yeah.
Stop that. You should you should keep doing that.
Yeah, corporations should not be the ones leading the charge, guys. You should be going.
Although, like, one of the things is, like, of course, people talking about, like, SpaceX and stuff and how, particularly because the astronaut thing's been in the news lately again.
That's what they got back,
A lot of people have been like, places like Musk and that are so much better because, like, the American government wasted billions on a space pen. Okay, that entire story is basically fictitious.
Yeah.
The idea that the Russians saved money by using lead pencils is wrong. Lead pencils are terrible in space. The lead can get into stuff because it actually flicks off.
Yeah.
You don't notice it on Earth because, gravity holds it in place. In zero-G environment, it's a problem.
You're literally smearing dust onto a piece of paper. That's how pencils work.
And then the idea that the American government spent piles of money on this, they didn't. A completely different pen company made it themselves, and then the government bought the pens from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just...
NASA did not waste some pile of fictional money creating a space pen to beat the Russians.
Well, for the longest time, I swear, like, NASA was used as a scapegoat for overspending on everything. Just because, like, don't look at the military. It's NASA taking all the money. NASA's doing the bad things. Like, but no, give them more money. We want to send them further out to space, guys.
Come on, fucking the U.S. military gets black budgets.
The fact that they can be audited and come up like a few billion short, and everyone's like, that's okay, it's the military. It's like, no, it's bad guys.
There was a report earlier on this year that there's only been one military agency that's ever passed an audit, and have passed the last 4 without fail, and that was the Marines. And that's it. No other agency in the military has passed an audit.
That's because their audit is, do you have the appropriate level of oorahs? At which point the resounding response is, oorah. So, of course, yes.
We have 6 red crayons and 8 blue crayons per Marine.
We can't give them the green anymore. They get too fussy on green.
We're also kind of a bit iffy on the red ones. They get a little hypo.
Yeah. They're the special ones. They're the ones full of fucking amphetamines. Yeah, amphetamine crayon.
Right, do we want to shit on a Disney film?
Oh, definitely. Especially the live action.
I think it shat on itself enough.
Yeah, kind of, I guess. That is a good point.
We can't do much.
It hasn't even taken out the back and hosed off. It's just rolling in it.
So, last week we were talking about the press tours and the whatnot getting killed for this live-action Snow White movie. So it's come out to pretty much every critic basically going, yeah, this thing's hot garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, I've watched a few breakdowns from YouTubers I watch pretty regularly, like, Voice Critical, that kind of stuff. So far...
Spark did a really good one.
Yeah. So far, the resounding thing is there's 2 movies that were smashed together here, and neither one of them was good.
No.
Like, because they went through a lot of hasty reshoots and re-edits and that kind of stuff when they got the, was it like eventually 7 failed screen tests from, like, people?
You'd think that'd be a sign.
I mean, it was. It told them to go back and redo it. They started trying to fix it, but it still didn't fit the narrative of it. Because it's based on a grim fable. It's like, you could have just gone back to the original stuff, taken things from that, and moved forward. But no.
Because they already did that in the original movie, which still holds up.
what
does.
what
It
they
really
could have
does.
done to actually save this was to like go through all of this, but on actual release day, just released like an upscaled version of the original movie, like full 2D animated, literally just the original movie with a slight upscaling, and that's it.
That
Just
would've been
pretend
great.
the live action never happened.
I would have loved that.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff that's been pointed out does make sense to me in some ways. Like, apparently the dwarves are more side characters now, which is kind of sad. Because the original one, if you watch it, they had a really big role, specifically Grumpy. Because it was, he didn't like Snow White when she basically walks into their house and cleans everything. And over time, he eventually becomes, like, he loves her. And he's the one leading the charge after the crone to, fall off the cliff and everything. He's also the last to hand over the flowers on the death and puts them in her hand as opposed to around her. Like, they made sure the relationship between those two was evolving. And there's none of that in the new one. Also,
Well,
apparently
because-
Dopey talks now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they ejected everything that they thought was hindery, I guess.
Yeah.
Like the two big ones that I'm aware of. One, she's not called Snow White because she has fair skin anymore. And
She's not fair because she's beautiful.
yeah, she's fair because she helps equality in the kingdom type of thing. And yeah, they really wanted to downplay the whole like it's about beauty thing. It's like it's kind of a core concept of the story because the reason she gets kicked out is because the evil queen thinks she's hotter than her.
Apparently, all it takes for the huntsman in this one to flip and go with Snow White is to be handed an apple in an orchard full of apples.
Well, I mean, in the original, he just decides he doesn't want to kill a 15-year-old.
Yeah, this is fair.
But, we're not going to talk about our age in the original one because there's the prince at the end.
It gets a bit weird. Also, the weird thing is for me, because I saw a few stills from the movie, and apparently instead of putting her in a glass box, there's layer on some boulders. Like, they don't even clean the moss off them. It's like, she's fine. We'll leave her there. It feels
Yeah,
less
throw a
about,
tarp
we
over
love
it.
this. It feels less about, we don't want to bury this person. They were a lovely person and we want to see their beauty. And became, fuck, the housemaid died. I just put her outside.
Well, I mean, in the original, she falls into a slumber that they have no idea if they can wake her from.
Yeah.
So they craft the box to keep her in and keep her safe.
There was one thing a creator brought up, which I had completely forgotten, because I haven't watched the original Snow White in a while, not since writing a bunch of essays back at uni. When she goes to the dwarves' house in the animated one, she knocks on the door, she asks if there's anyone home, and then she walks in. At which point she's like, oh shit, this place is a pigsty and full of very small clothing. Obviously orphans live here. So I'm going to clean it. If I clean the place, maybe they'll let me live here. But in the new one, she walks straight in, doesn't care, and immediately goes to bed. Doesn't clean anything, doesn't do anything at all. And eventually she teaches the dwarves to clean up after themselves. And it's like, I don't know why, but this feels different in my head. In one case, you have someone, finding as oh shit, people live here. I'm gonna do them a favor and clean up, and they might forgive the fact that I trespassed and slept here. And the other one's like, I live here now! Bed! And just falls down.
That's the Goldilocks mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bears were fucking correct in their thing there. Like, feel bad for the bears. Some chick walks in, takes over their house, and they can't do anything about it.
So, Hasbro has decided to gut the people who are working on their virtual tabletop sigil.
God,
That was gonna happen.
Hasbro is so fucking hot and cold on shit, aren't they?
The problem is the time for them to have released that was at the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
Not after the whole fucking thing. When VTTs were taken off, they had every opportunity to do it. There are enough of them out there they could have literally just walked out and bought one and had a great experience. They did not. They decided to wait till the whole thing started to blow over and then try to build their own, pretty much.
In classic
given that you
Hasbro
have-
formula.
Particularly given that you have Hasbro money.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if they'd just gone out and bought Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have just released all of their board games in it. Here you go. It's official packs now. We're done. And then when you go, oh, we need a virtual environment to put grids on and run games on. Oh, wow, we've already got it.
Yeah.
But no, we're going to build our own, and apparently not well.
Very badly.
Like, they've already got, like, D&D Beyond. Like, they were already using that, and it was really well made and quite popular. All they had to do was to add a map functionality.
Oh, fuck
They already had the base, or they just had to add, like, buy Albay Radio, or there's a whole heap of them out there they could have just picked up and plugged straight the fuck into that already work with the fucking with D&D.
So one of the biggest criticisms of Sigil was it leaned on Beyond too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't run your homebrew D&D game in Sigil because it had to hook into Beyond.
Yeah.
There was no way around it. You had to use everything in it. Which is one of the reasons
it was going to happen. It's a fucking Hasbro product for D&D. They weren't going to let you use shit that you didn't pay for on it.
Yeah, but at the same time, a virtual tabletop isn't... Like, if you went, okay, this is our VDT, you can use it, but it works best with Beyond, it's got all these auto functions, and this is the best way to play D&D, that might have been able to float some of a community up. But when you go, oh, you either use Beyond or you don't use our VTT, dude, I'm going to go make a Roll20 account.
Yeah.
Honestly, every time I have players who use D&D Beyond, and I run a lot of homebrew. A lot of my shit is completely homebrew. So it's like, all right, you got this magical item. Like, oh, what's that in D&D Beyond? Like, I don't fucking care what that is in D&D Beyond. You can make your own. Like, it never works. Like, it doesn't work with homebrew. Which I get. They want to plug their canned adventures. That's fair. But it's like, you should at least make it somewhat easier to put something in as an item or as a magical thing. Like, at the moment...
Or just not require Beyond to make the most out of the VTT.
Yeah. Like, it would be fine, but no.
Because imagine if you, like, you know, I don't really run D&D anymore, I run 712s.
Yeah.
Imagine if you were like, oh, we want to play a 712 game online. Cool. Well, we'll use Sigil, because it's got high quality models, and we can just I can create some maps real easily in this tool. But I'm not running D&D.
Yeah.
Whereas, it basically required you to use Beyond, and if you're running, if you want to use the VTT for something other than D&D, it's just like, it's non-functional. Every other VTT, on the other hand, it's very open about it.
Oh, yeah.
The two big ones have, like, the big thing about Roll20, and I think it's just called VTT, is that they have broad titles. Like, lots of people loading more books into them all the time, so you can run whatever you want.
Yeah,
Hasbro
you can run
would
Pathfinder.
never have done that.
Oh, God, no. The problem is, like, Hasbro money can occasionally be used for good. See the most recent Transformers movie, because they have all the rights to that shit. But it's like, occasionally we get one good thing from Hasbro, and then it somehow justifies 10 more years of bullshit.
Okay, we're having that thing that happened last week, where you keep cutting out after you say the words, Hasbro did a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Apparently I'm not allowed to talk about this. Like, occasionally Hasbro can do some good, which is things like the new Transformers movie. But fuck, really? God
Literally, the minute you go, Hasbro does a good thing, you cut out.
Alright, let's try something else. Hasbro is bad because reasons.
And that worked.
Yeah, that worked fine.
But
Discord hates Hasbro. Confirmed.
in that particular instance, like, the new Transformers movie is great. It's also the first of a hopeful potential series. So they haven't had time to fuck it up and try to cash in on it.
Yeah.
The minute they try to cash in, they cash in too hard and fuck it up.
They also haven't confirmed that they're going to do the rest of it either.
That's what I said. A hopeful continuance, because it was so fucking good.
It was great. Like, honestly, they will use that one good thing to justify 10 years of bullshit. It just kind of did that.
It did.
Fuck it, I'm done. I'm just not allowed to talk about Hasbro, apparently.
Do you want to talk about Activision instead, then?
Okay, let's see if Discord censors me on this topic.
So, Activision essentially put up a bunch of fake games onto the Play Store, essentially to gauge engagement.
And they can go fuck themselves.
So they did Guitar Hero, Crash Bandicoot, and Call of Duty?
Yeah.
And essentially put up little fake versions of them on the on Play Store. And when you tried to click on them, they basically just were like, yes, this is an expression of interest.
Yeah. Thanks for expressing your interest in this game. That's such a dog fucking move.
It is.
Yeah. Especially when it, like, the only one you could possibly have wanted to gauge interest in would have been a mobile Call of Duty Zombies thing.
Yeah.
The people who like Crash Bandicoot have been bitching for more games, and definitely the people who want Guitar Hero.
Yeah. Well, things like, it's an expression of interest. Check your email. I'm pretty sure there's a good amount of, like, things in there for that. Man.
There is
like,
plenty of interest.
Pouring
Just
in.
do it.
Ease.
It might be called you might have accidentally filed them in the death threats folder, though.
They do get a bit hype about
We'll fucking kill you if you don't do another Guitar Hero.
But that has to be some kind of, like, bad marketing or something. It's some bad faith thing.
It's not doing well for them. It is a massive backlash.
Whoever in marketing thought this was a good idea, I really hope they lost their job.
And, like, the fact that it's, like, obvious bad AI art.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at any individual feature of the images, individually, like, it's just fucking terrible. They're trying to skate by for people that just glance at it and go, oh, I remember that game, and hit the button.
Yeah. Basically, they're getting the window shoppers.
Yeah.
At least the other shitty AI games have got a little bit of gameplay or a bit of fucking demo. These are just straight out static images.
Yeah.
They didn't even
And
go
they
that
still
fucking
fucked
far.
them up. Like, if you look at them for too long, they start getting weird and freaky looking.
Well, that's because you used AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
She didn't even have the good graces to, like, create a fake demo or have an artist make everything. They AI crapped it out, and then were like, would you like this?
It sounds like something an intern worked on.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, fuck yeah, greenlit. Let's send this out. Oh. God, I hope that tanks the career of anyone who did it.
I fucking should. Like it should for anyone who was in that fucking Signal fucking discussion.
Oh, fuck yes. Except the journalist. We can keep him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, he has more integrity than them because he left the fucking chat.
He has way more integrity than I do. I would have lingered in there for so fucking
absolutely.
long.
I had a sculpt for as long as I could get away with it.
Oh, yeah. Skulk and screenshot everything.
Oh, yeah. So, for the, like, one person who's been living under a rock who hasn't heard about this...
the one person who found the America filter on their social media somehow.
But somehow listens to us. Like, that's a weird Venn diagram crossover. Doesn't listen to any American news, listens to our fucking show.
And can you also just, like, share where that filter is so we can
Yes,
avoid it too, please?
Oh, yeah, thanks. Yeah, A+. So, essentially, there was a group chat between a number of officials within the White House talking about plans to do with attacks on Yemen. And, they accidentally added the head of a newspaper to the group chat.
Yeah, a full-on, like, proper journalist just sitting there going, what the fuck?
Yeah, sure. I'll get added to a group chat. How many other journalists are in? It's just me. And what the fuck are they talking about?
I wonder how long it took him to realize. Like, he's like, oh, group chat, cool, I'll check that after dinner. Comes back, it's like, oh, this is... Oh, no.
No idea. I don't think I've seen anything where he said how long before he realized what he was looking at.
Yeah, but it's like, the stuff he brought out, they were actually really good, because I've been seeing a few things pop up. Oh, it's like they were putting people in danger by reporting on this. Like, no, they kept all that shit out. They waited until after the attacks before they put it out, and they also put out the entire chat log eventually.
And they still censored potentially compromising names.
Yeah.
And they
because
waited
there was a
until...
couple of CIA operatives that, although they aren't active out in the field, they are known, they still redacted their names.
Yeah. And they waited till after the event so that when they pull those messages up, they go, well, these are the messages that I got, and here's the event that fucking happened.
Yeah.
Like, I was a part of this. This is what you discussed.
Yeah. It's all bad. It's all so bad. But the problem is, like, not the fact that they added a journalist. To me, it's the fact that they were, doing this outside of official channels, because they're meant to be on official software when doing this shit, so it can be preserved. If you've added a journalist, it means you've become complacent in doing this, which means this is not the first time they've done it, and Signal is very good for deleting shit. In the trial, not trial, but the inquest, I think it is, whatever the fuck it is, where they sit in front of people
The
and get
Senate
grilled.
hearing.
That one! When they're doing that, the first day, just talking to them, it's like, oh, nothing bad happened, it was fine. Next day comes around, it's like, guys, we have the tech logs, like, it's all there. It's like, nothing bad happened, we swear. And apparently it was basically, they were saying battle plans now, I think is what they're calling it, not war
They
plans.
changed it from war plans to battle plans, because battle plans are okay for us to talk about in Signal, unlike war plans.
Yeah, but the one of the guys states, like, oh no, we're allowed to use Signal, provided we then back up the information through official channels. Like, okay, so it's a trust me, bro, we would have done this.
Yeah.
Like, no.
And I feel like trust in the US right now is pretty low.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
fucking low. Jesus Christ. But it is fun watching them flounder in front of a Senate hearing.
Oh, 100%. Like when that fucking dude pulled out the giant cardboard thing of some of the messages. It's just like,
God.
yes, this is the way to do it.
It's the best way possible. And watching them squirm, like, oh, you guys know you're in trouble. Just fucking quit. Do it.
Particularly after how much they spent time denying anything sensitive was in there the day before, and then the next day being like, yeah, we know there was, so...
Like the day before the chick being like, oh, no, there's nothing confidential. Like, all right, cool, give us the text. Oh, we can't, it's confidential. Like,
But you said there's nothing confidential.
but you just said, like, yeah, but it is, though, but it's not, but it is. It's like,
There's nothing, it's a confidential chat, but there's nothing confidential in it.
yeah. Oh, God, it was painful and hilarious to watch.
It's almost as bad as watching that woman try and explain surprise mechanics.
Yeah. God damn. But this is the reason we have to keep talking about America so often.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, we'll stop talking about them when they stop doing dumb shit.
This is why I've stopped doing, like, the America segment in this show anymore. It's like, look, man, I gotta spread it out, because, like, this shit is just, like, it's getting unhinged and depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn.
So, 23andMe is going bankrupt.
I was always warned. Like, my old man kept telling me, he's like, don't ever do those things, it's probably just a scam.
Yeah.
He was correct in the long run.
It's not just 23andMe. It's 23 and how many million people of data?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's the eternal thing of, like, you're the product.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Like-
people paid for that fucking service. Like, they want a free service. So they paid to give them their data. Holy shit, that's
They
fucking
basically,
stupid.
originally they were paying money to donate their DNA to science, because
Yeah.
a lot
The
of
idea
medical
was
stuff
that the medical research,
Genealogy.
genetic research, like scientific research into history, that sort of stuff could access the 23andMe data anonymous, like your information was anonymized.
Yeah.
And it was used for good purposes, although it's just like, guys, what's your business model? Well, people pay us to find out about their history.
Neat.
Okay, so how many people are going to do that? How long can you keep doing that?
There was someone on the border and going, people are born every day. We'll get a new customer every day. It's like, yeah, but they know the history.
Yeah,
Like,
because someone else in their family 23andMe'd me, and now they can just be like, and this is you.
yeah. I'm pretty sure someone in my family did this. I don't know who, but someone.
The big question now, though, is if it go, because there's a clause in that thing basically saying if they go to bankruptcy, they can sell your data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now people are like, what's going to happen with that? Like,
Apparently
who's going
there
to be
is
able
a
to buy
way to
that?
have your DNA and data destroyed, but you have to do it before a certain date. And you have to follow a very specific procedure to do it.
Yeah. It's one of those things that if we make this hoop as difficult to jump through as possible, you might not do it.
But even then, it's also on a very, we swearsies, we did it.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah.
Was there
we
any
believe-
data that was exempt from that I didn't know about?
Like, it's silly. But we we should have seen this coming. I'm not going to lie. We should have seen that this was going to happen eventually.
Oh, yeah. I think it's just because the company had been around for that long, everyone just sort of like, 23andMe's a thing.
Yeah. I honestly forgot it was a thing.
Same, until I saw this article.
Yeah. I thought they'd already shut down.
So, next thing we got, there's been a weird uptick in people trying to scalp Pokemon cards.
Which is so fucking weird to me.
I don't get it at all.
No.
Like, I get you can sell some of the top-end cards for a decent amount of money. But that's normally like the older card sets, right?
Yeah, well, from what I understand, new cards don't hold a lot of value. Like, Look, okay, they hold a lot of value for being basically a shiny piece of cardboard.
Hmm.
But we're talking like 10, maybe $20 for a good one.
Yeah.
Older ones from limited sets or rare runs can run you like $1,000, but like any collectible thing can do that.
That comes down to rarity, or scarcity.
Yeah.
Whereas the new card sets, they pump out fucking more of them. They're still in print.
Yeah. I just find it weird that
Pokemon's done multiple runs of their own sets.
Yeah.
So a set doesn't even mean like, oh, you'll never be able to get this again. You just might have run one version of said card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, there have been full-on brawls over Pokemon cards. Like, people have got, like, beating the shit out of each other cards. People have been arrested in, like, Kmarts for this.
I just don't know where it's coming from.
All I can imagine is they're thinking, all right, I want to make money. I'll buy a bunch of Pokemon cards because kids love Pokemon cards, right? And then I'll sell them at inflated prices. And I still don't understand because it's not kids buying them; it's people our age.
I mean, like, it's like tracking trucks for deliveries and stuff. So, like, the minute they're unloaded, they can go buy them. It's like, I've played Magic for a long time.
Yeah.
And I've never known the Magic community to be like this. It's probably has been, and I'm just not aware of it. And I'm sure someone's going to fucking point it out to make me look like an idiot. But I just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
And the general cost on Magic cards in sets is generally quite high. Like, a lot of chase cards can become very valuable very fast. So to me, the money's in Magic the Gathering, not Pokemon. Like, I just don't understand this sudden uptick in, like, I've got to break into a game store and steal all the Pokemon cards.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
How hard is your addiction to cardboard crack, really?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it's pretty weird.
Yeah.
But, like...
yeah.
Are the bug types crawling under your skin, really?
Yes. It has
certainly
to
seems
be
that way.
Yeah, maybe it's because like Magic the Gathering has an older fan base. Cause, like, it kind of goes across multiple generations, and this is cutting out again, isn't it? Yeah, it was.
What?
I'm assuming I was cutting out again.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I could see the green like just flickering.
It's because Hasbro owns the
that's it.
Owns Magic. So you were talking about Magic.
But why is it only me? Why am I cursed not to be allowed to bitch about Hasbro?
See, this is why I enjoy listening back to a podcast, because everything you say is a surprise to me, Swoosh. Just every now and again.
To be fair, it's always a surprise to me as well. But, you know, Magic has a older fan base, yeah? So It's been around for God knows how long. And Pokemon does have an old fan base, but there's also a shit ton of younger starting kids. Maybe that's what they're hoping for. To sell the shit online, kids buy it at an inflated price because they can't find it at the local.
Yeah, but like what kid has the inflated price money? If you want to sell it for the inflated price, you need an adult.
Yeah, fuck, you're right. I have so many questions about this.
Like I said, I would love someone who's way more into Pokemon cards to explain this to me because I don't understand.
The weird thing is, scalping requires a decent amount of effort at this scale. Like, tracking trucks, that's a lot of effort to go through to grab some cards.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Also, where are they being sold? Like, this isn't just like a bloke with a handful or a folder going down to the local shop to sell them. Like, this is a lot, like large volumes of cards.
Apparently they'll turn up and, like, Bogart those little vending machines they have at Targets and shit.
The idea would be to get as many boxes as you can to get the chase cards and then try and upsell the chase cards.
Yeah.
the problem is, well, not the problem is, but like one of the issues with chase cards is figuring out which ones are gonna be chase cards. Because sometimes you can look at a card in isolation and be like, that's the one that's going to be valuable, hunt that, and then you end up being some other card instead.
Yeah.
But if, like, even if you there's a card in there that's worth, say, $100,
Yeah.
and you're opening packet after packet to chase those, like, at what point is it just worth going out and get a regular fucking job because the dollar per hour isn't fucking worth it? Like,
well, given the fact that you're probably chasing one card that might be worth, say, as you say, $100. That's in this box somewhere.
Yeah.
hopefully.
But I'm also going to get those 10s and 20s in there as well.
It really did. I want to see, like, one of these guys, like, accounts. Like, how does he make a profit? Because even then, my brain still's like, is it still worth it? Because Pokemon cards aren't cheap.
One of the best examples I think you can go and look at. Go on to Tolarian Academy. I know this is Magic, not
Same principle.
Pokemon. He has a thing every time a new set comes out is he does what he calls the booster box game. Where he'll buy a booster box, open every pack in the booster box, and see if he makes enough money to buy another booster box.
Fair.
So if you want an idea of what these guys are doing, it's essentially that. It's how many booster boxes do I have to go through to make this a profitable enterprise?
Yeah. But we always come back to that one question. Why Pokemon cards?
Yeah, no, like I said, I would have to find someone. We have a friend who actually goes and plays Pokemon tournaments. I might try asking them next time I see them.
Yeah.
I would basically require someone who's way more into Pokemon cards to explain to me what's going on here, because it does not make lick of sense to me.
No.
Yeah. Weirdness.
So, they think they might have finally cured type 1 diabetes.
Nice.
Cool.
That's fucking great. I love that.
There's still a lot of time and research to be done on it, but essentially they took cells from a woman with type 1 diabetes, were able to get them to, I'm gonna truncate the shit out of this. Okay?
We are not science men.
No.
Would highly suggest going up and looking. Kyle Hill did a video on it. I would highly suggest going and checking out his video where he explains it way better than I'm about to. But essentially, they took some cells from this woman. They were able to get them to produce insulin, reinserted them, and now she doesn't need Topos and insulin.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
So we might actually have a cure for type 1 diabetes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'd seen a thing the other day. There was a group who they tricked a human body into believing that cancer cells were implanted cells, and they were being rejected like that had a
foreign
new heart
object.
put in. Yeah, like they had a new organ implemented into them, and it was rejecting that cancer body, which is like really fucking cool. So
That's pretty cool.
there's some really fucking awesome leaps forward in medicine lately. It's fucking awesome.
Unfortunately, they're all like at the beginning stage.
Oh,
Cool,
yeah,
we've done
yeah.
it once. Like with this diabetes one, it's like, cool, she doesn't need insulin shots. Well, we need to wait a while and see if it keeps working that way, or if she goes back to needing insulin.
Like,
But it's probably one of the biggest step forwards in curing diabetes we've had.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're still at the arse end of the find out stage of the previous fuck around, and we're just starting to see the starting edges of the next fuck around phase.
Yeah, we're learning from the previous fucker to find out, and now we're going to fuck around some more.
Yeah.
Although, the thing with, like, the cancer one, the knowledge I have of cancer has all come from one place. That's an anime, which was
the woman cells at work.
Cells at work.
They make you sad for cancer.
They make you sad about cancer. He just wants to live.
They personify all of the cells as people.
Yeah.
And it like your whole body is more like a giant city that they have to run around. Like all your normal body cells are people living in apartments, and red blood cells deliver oxygen and food packets to them in their apartments.
Yeah.
It's a really good show, but they do this double feature about cancer. And because it's personified as a person who just gets born and then everyone hates them.
Yeah.
you kind of feel sad for kids. Just wants to live, man.
But it does a really good way of explaining things like how cancer exists in the body without being destroyed. It's like, no, I belong here. I'm one of your cells. I'm not foreign. So the idea of being able to, like, force the body to go, oh, wait, bad! And actually get rid of it on its own would be great, because cancer cells are relatively, like, weak to the immune system.
Yeah.
They can die pretty quick in that. It's just the fact that the immune system goes, no, that's my friend Dave. We like Dave. But, yeah.
One of us. I mean, if you never watched Cells at Work, I would highly recommend that anime.
I love there's an offshoot of that, which is because, like, Cells at Work is a healthy body.
Black?
Yeah. Cells at Work, the normal one, is a healthy body. Cells at Work Black is a guy who is working at what Japan calls black companies. There's ones who just crush your soul with work. Like, day in, day out, you have ulcers in your stomach from having nothing but energy drinks and eating just fast food. It's that in that body, and it's so good.
He's like a smoker and shit.
He drinks a lot. It's so much fun.
Explained Viagra.
Yeah!
There's a bit where he's trying to have sex and they're explaining why his dick doesn't work.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my god, there's a pill, and now we can get hard.
Yeah. It is such a fucking weird but great anime.
Yeah, I would highly recommend Cells at Work. So, two fucking guys decided to rip Paddington in half.
They got off pretty light. I'm pretty sure the UK was calling for blood. Like, they were close to being lynched, I swear.
So there's a statue of Paddington on a park bench, and it's a fiberglass one, and they literally ripped the whole front off it and walk off.
I like the fact they found it in his car later.
Like, to be lynched, you're tarred and feathered. Like, what I'm thinking, like, hot marmalade. Like, melted marmalade and... marmalade and crumbs.
Yes.
and then thrown to the pigeons.
Why would they do that, though? Paddington's wonderful. Everyone loves Paddington.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, everyone's always like, oh, Winnie the Pooh's university loves... Yeah, but he ain't Paddington.
Yeah.
You don't fuck with Paddington, mate. But was it they're having to pay a huge fine, and I think they have to do, like, work for the state or something?
Yeah. They gotta, look, yeah, it's a silly statue. Yeah, they get off pretty light. But, like, motherfucker, it's Paddington.
Look, it's the equivalent of going to Hogwarts and taking a shit on the front door of the theme park there. Like, it's bad form.
Yeah.
And you're going to anger a lot of nerds.
Speaking of damaged statues, I kept this from you guys because I wasn't sure how well you'd be able to handle it.
Oh, no.
So this is from back during the cyclone.
Yeah.
Something got damaged.
Oh.
The giant prawn lost one of its antennas.
Fuck! Alfred took something special from us. He didn't destroy the city, but he took something special.
That's all right.
We've got a lopsided... I don't know if it's been repaired yet, but for at least a little while there, we had a lopsided giant prawn.
Yeah. God damn it, Alfred. He lets us down in so many ways.
Yeah. Why would you take the landlocked seafood's antenna?
Yeah. It was just to be mean. It's just like,
it seems that way.
It's like pulling the wings off a fly. You just don't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, all the other giant things, as far as I know, are still good. You know, the pineapple, the banana, the lawnmower, the merino sheep.
Yeah.
Well, it sort of helps that they're like pretty dense, solid objects, whereas a spindly little antenna hanging off the front of a fucking 30-foot prawn is a little fiddly.
I'm kind of surprised that during it all, the giant mango didn't get stolen again. Like, I was actually kind of expecting someone to go for it one more time once it was returned. I'm like, Cyclone, go for it.
Could you imagine if, like, Alf had made landfall, gone over one of these landmarks and picked it up and just fucking thrown it, and you're trying to claim insurance because a 30-foot prawn is now sitting in your fucking lounge room?
It's a prawnado!
Oh, I'm imagining he's picking up the giant banana and then just boomeranging it.
Oh, the centrifugal force that keeps making the cyclone stronger as it goes.
So, what
Just
wrecked
it
your
goes
car?
through, picks up several, and just makes a fucking fruit salad.
Imagine being the insurance guy on any of that. It's like, I would schedule a physical meeting just for the explanation.
I need to see this. We need photos.
What crushed your car? A giant pineapple. Bullshit.
Yeah, and what else? Sure, what?
Just someone who now has PTSD from the giant banana smashing through their house, just sitting there walking into a grocery store like, oh god, there's more of them!
A giant mangoed prawn?
Yeah.
The giant lawnmower just starts rolling down the highway.
That would be legitimately terrifying.
Especially because it's a Victor.
Yeah!
You don't stop a Victor.
Once they start, they don't stop.
So we reported on it a while ago about the death of Game Informer as a magazine. Well,
Yeah.
it's back.
Just to
Zombie
spite
Informer.
us.
It got a new owner, and they rehired all the staff, and they're going to be putting the whole magazine out again.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Why? Hey,
Because
like,
it's... Look, quite honestly, I don't read magazines anymore. I
Yeah.
barely read
I don't
gaming
think anyone
websites 'cause
really
they're
does.
But they were one of the longest running. They have been around forever, and basically they're the only game in town if you want a physical book to read.
true.
So,
That, and hopefully
Power
they'll actually
tool.
have proper games journalism, not just... Let's just throw some more
Oh.
slop out there.
God, I would love for something that wasn't slough. Be good. Home-cooked journalism, please.
as we record slop.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, we are what we eat, and currently we eat slop.
We are not pretending to not be slop, though.
Yeah. You
I mean,
know
yeah,
we're
we do-
slop. We're
we
gelatinous
open it-
slimes pretending to be people.
I mean, we openly point out that, we're three idiots sitting around a table at the start of every episode, so it's not like we've ever tried to hide it.
Honestly, I'm surprised anyone actually listens to us. It's like, who? Why? Why are you here? Do we
Don't
owe
make
you
them
money?
question their own. Don't make them question Swoosh. Yes.
I mean, the only thing I have left on our topics list is basically Randy Pitchford being shitty about people not being excited for Borderlands 4.
Yeah.
After 3, I'm genuinely surprised if anyone would be excited for 4. So,
Like,
I'll probably play it, but I freely admit my horrible gaming addiction. That's
I mean,
that's
I will
probably
pick it up
play it if
on
it's
sale.
ever in a humble bundle. Yeah.
yeah. I'll
If
pick it
it's
up on
bundled
sale
in
or
with
cheap.
something else, then I might pick it up, but I had lost interest in Borderlands after 2.
Is it coming to Game Pass? I'll play it then.
I mean, we don't know yet, and they're pretty in bed with Epic.
That is true, yeah.
So even if it does come out, it's a year later when anyone else is actually going to play it.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
yeah.
means there'll be plenty of time for patches and reviews to come out to tell me whether or not I care.
Yeah.
Good plan. Well, for once, Epic is doing something good.
Keeping
It's-
the slop away from everybody else.
Letting them fix it. That's what Epic Jail is for. Just to
Yeah.
avoid really shit day one launches. Oh, it all makes sense now.
Well, can they fucking let Alan Wake 2 out?
Nah, there's still a lot of bugs.
I'm pretty sure we're never getting that one because
Yeah.
Epic actually
Because
paid
it's a
for it.
game people actually want.
No, it's because Epic actually paid to have that one made.
They
So
bankrolled the
I
shit
don't
out of
think
that.
we'll actually see that one escape.
We'll have to pry that from Epic's cold dead hands.
Yeah. And
Anyway.
yeah, that's all the topics I had.
Well, there's one thing I wanted to talk about, and that's the European laws on
Oh
fucking
yes,
microtransactions
yeah.
and in-game currencies. The little fun
Sorry.
bucks.
my bad. Because I didn't have it on my screen because I was going to throw it over to you. I forgot about it. Please, John Doe,
That's cool.
take the
So,
floor.
there's the European Union has had a bit of a crackdown because they've finally decided that having in-game currencies and fun bucks is screwing over consumers and vulnerable people in society that play
Yeah.
games, people that may have gaming addictions, and these currencies are a way to separate what you're spending from your actual money, so it's harder to keep track of. They've finally decided, fuck it, this ain't happening no more, and so they've cracked down on it. So they've recently passed a few laws, and they've put out a handy little info packet this is by
I
no
love it,
means
packets.
all of the laws, but these are 7 of the main points of it. So the first one is, like, all of us, we've all played a mobile game, we've all played a game that has fucking these shitty currencies in it.
Yeah.
And there's one page where it says you can spend a couple of bucks and get 100 or so credits. And then you go to another page where all the items are listed and it only has the fun buck credit. The first law of this is that page with the cosmetic, whatever it is, has to have the fun buck credit as well as the dollar value of that item.
Ooh, I like that.
You have to be able to spend actual dollars to buy that item. You can't just buy it with fun bucks. Which
I'm okay with that.
is nice.
Mm.
It also forces games company that use these practices to set an actual value for that credit. How much is one of those worth in real world dollars?
Well, by showing how much the fun bucks are compared to the item in real dollar value, you essentially do that.
Yeah.
Well,
It's gonna be good.
later on, one of the things actually said in here is that within the terms and conditions of purchasing it, they have to set a value for the fun buck for a real world dollar value, and it cannot be changed. They set it, and that's it.
Okay.
So they can't just later on say, oh no, now you get less for the same money because we've revalued them.
Conversion rates, blah, 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 blah.
Basically, have to say, like, one fun buck is X amount of cents.
Also, purchasing, like, one purchase where you get multiple different types of fun bucks. So, where you get, like,
Diablo's gonna be
mate.
pissed.
Oh, yeah. Games like Diablo, as well as games that have, like, a chance to spin for a random character. Like League of Legends and that kind of stuff, where you might buy credits, but you also get 3 chances at a legendary spin wheel to get this fucking character. Gone. They all have to be available for a single currency that is clearly labeled.
Hell yeah.
So, fucking nice. Practices that force consumers to purchase unwanted in-game virtual currency should, like, have been wiped out as well.
Yeah.
So, if you want to purchase an item for 200 in-game fun bucks, you shouldn't have to purchase something that is worth 250 in-game fun bucks or 180 in-game fun bucks. You should be able to purchase for exactly what you want to purchase.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's also straight out. That's clearly labeled within it.
See, that now makes more sense where you want to set a dollar value per fun buck.
Yeah.
So that you can be like, oh, I want to spend 200 fun bucks. Oh, that's this much monies.
Yeah.
So in this, they have, like, there's 2 ways that the developer can work with it. They can either set every item in the game at a set value of price, or that you can purchase a customizable amount of fun bucks. So if you want to purchase an item and it's 250 fun bucks, the customer has to be able to look at the item and say, okay, I have a clear scale that I'm going to scale up to the exact amount that I want to purchase.
Yeah.
You're not going to have any left over.
That's fucking amazing.
You all remember the Microsoft Point days.
Oh, yeah. Like, pretty much anything that has these fucking in-game credits does it. Like, this is probably the most egregious thing that is, like, that is found to be out there. Like, everyone has those few extra bucks left over, which sucks.
Yeah.
Another one should be provided with a clear and comprehensible pre-contractual information. So to say exactly what you're purchasing, how much it is, the value can't change of it. It's like just a clarification of the contract of what you're purchasing. Because some of it there's a lot of fucking fine print in the shit.
Oh, yeah.
And consumers' right of withdrawal should be respected. So if you do decide to purchase fun bucks and you've got 10 left over, you shouldn't get an email or something to say, oh, you've got credits left, come back to the store. If you want to withdraw from that game and not make another purchase, you have every right to do that without being hounded.
I want that for apps in general.
Why the fuck is why the hell are we now just finally legislating essentially right to disconnect for my fucking video games?
The problem is it's not even here. It's fucking currently just for Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
Europe's such a large market, generally shit that happens there folds out everywhere.
The contractual terms of any agreement for purchasing fun bucks needs to be written in plain and clear language. so it can't have double lawyer speak and all the bullshit that comes with it.
No
So
legalese.
also, anything stating that if you disagree with it and you wish to sue or fight it in the courts, stating that the customer's right to has to go to arbitration or anything like that, no.
Yes!
No, if a customer wants to fight in the courts, they can. There's, they can't add terms which deny or limit the consumer's right or their legal rights or their ability to exercise those rights, including when to make purchases or the value of those purchases.
These sound like just good guidelines to slap
A lot
on
of them are,
everything
yeah.
right now.
Well, I'm hoping that, as often happens, the gaming industry follows the large markets, and Europe and China have done some good stuff, because China was where we got the you have to tell everyone the odds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And weirdly, Australia has some pull. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's because the ACCC actually does its job.
Don't invoke their name, they'll hear you.
And the last one on this list, Principle 7, is a wide cast net.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really fucking wide cast. Because it's Principle 7, game design and gameplay should be respectful of different consumer vulnerabilities. That's pretty much, we know there's a lot of ways that you can screw with people. We don't know them all. We're not going to know them all. But if we find your game and we deem that it is falling under this, we're coming for you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
So-
man.
Yeah.
I'm
I
super
think-
into this.
Fucking
I
oath.
like this.
I've read, there's a lot more information if you go into a detail. I've really fucking glossed over a lot of this shit. If you just search for European crackdown on in-game currencies, you can actually find the full report of it. And I've read through a bit of it, and holy shit, like, every page of it I've read is like, oh, they're doing this, and this? Oh, fuck yeah, and this as well.
It's official, we're moving to Europe. Actually, I don't want to be there right now. Russia's looking at it very greedily.
Yeah.
Depends which bit of Europe you're in.
Yeah, that's true. Don't be anywhere that's Russia adjacent.
Go be somewhere that has a decent military, like Germany.
Yeah. Germans are also pretty chill normally.
I'm sure I can sprechen the Deutsch at some point.
I will learn if it means I get decent video game practices.
Also, good beer and sausages.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
true.
I'll give up on the rest of the Western world for bratwurst.
Look, I give up the Western world for a song at this point, so the bratwurst is just a bonus.
Well, I mean, given the heavy drinking culture, I'm sure they've got some good drinking songs.
Oh god, I actually know they do. I've heard a few of them. They're very fun. Heavily on the yodeling, but yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, sorry, there's one other point in this that I forgot to fucking mention. If you have an influencer marketing your game, within that marketing or advertisement, they have to state that there are microtransactions or transactions in general and how much they're expected to be.
Yeah.
Not a ballpark, oh, they might be around this, they have to be, transactions are between this value and this value.
I feel like that's a shot taken at not League of Legends, Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Which I have zero problems with, because fuck Raid Shadow Legends.
Fucking oath.
Like, John Doe sent us a video of a guy who was explaining it. But one of the things I learned from that video was the fact that there are games where something bad will happen to a character unless you buy something.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Or a child's game where your main character, if they offer you a deal, and if you select no, your character cries and will not move. You can't play the game for a few minutes.
Yeah, that's fucking hell. That's predatory.
Fucking Christ.
God damn.
But
All
that's
because
like-
Bethesda wanted to sell horse armor.
Or also there's one they used it's some horse game that's apparently popular in Europe, but you could purchase $1, purchase a horse, but over the next several days, the horse would get slower and slower unless you purchased another stable to train your horse in, which again degraded. So you had to purchase a bigger stable. Again, the cost of these funds is going up and up.
Shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Removing additional expenses on the expense you just made.
Oh.
Like, holy fuck, there is some real predatory bullshit out there.
Oh, that's fucked.
Please,
also,
let's crack down on this.
Yeah.
remember fucking Diablo Immortal's targeted marketplace?
Yeah.
Where,
Yeah.
like, you had to spend a certain amount to get the next marketplace?
Mm.
Gone. If there is...
Nice.
There can't be hidden stores or targeted deals. So they can't specifically advertise to the individuals that are likely to spend more.
What's this going to do to Star Citizen? That's their
That was
entire
exactly what I
market.
was
That's exactly what I was fucking thinking.
Oh, fuck. They're screwed. Oh, I love it.
So
So I hope Australia takes after Europe if this goes well.
Yeah, please let us do that.
I don't know how big of an impact it's going to have at the start until a major company gets nailed with it. Until they actually get pulled up and they get fucking drilled for it. Then we'll start to see actual impact.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be a big company, not some indie.
Yeah.
It's got to be EA's, Blizzard, those sort of guys.
I would love to watch the Europe area just kick the shit out of EA. It would be amazing to see.
Yeah, it would.
Just invite the ACCC along for fun. Yeah, they're good. They know what they're doing. Yeah, we can help out. It's fine.
Even Europe doesn't want to fight the dragons.
if companies like EA and they get drilled in the fucking EU, all it's like, if anything, they'll may change their practices in the EU, but there's nothing stopping them from bringing those shitty practices elsewhere.
Yeah.
You're correct,
Yeah.
but at the same time, generally, because it costs you an awful lot to make multiple versions of a game, most groups are just
you don't
like,
have to
we're not
make
going to
multiple
fucking
versions
bother.
of a game. It's just the storefront within the game.
Yeah. Maybe.
So I'm
but
hopeful.
you've got to.
I hope it does go well.
Develop the store frame. You've got to develop the storefront anyway, and get someone to create the items for it, the whatnot. But if you've got a large market like Europe,
Well, all the
that's
items are still the same across the board. It's just how they're purchased.
yeah, but a lot of items that are in an online in a store aren't gettable in game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're going to take a large market like Europe and just be like, oh, they're not even going to get them, well, we may as well not fucking do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Australia got everyone to change the name of morphine in Fallout.
Yeah.
that was fun.
They could have just had a text file change for Australia, but they didn't. They changed it everywhere.
That's true.
I'm not saying they can't do what you're saying. It's just like, it seems like a lot of work to create multiple versions when you could just make one and be like, cool, we're fucking done.
Depends on how much
it's the
money
cost
they're
of
making for the
expected
rest of the
return.
world.
So we'll see what happens with it.
Yeah. But I much agree. I would really like a lot of places to take this up and be like, yeah, go fuck it.
I want
good.
this slapped on more things than just the gaming areas. I want some other areas.
I'm really looking forward to this actually having an impact. It's really going to fuck up some companies. That this is their entire fucking business model. The
Star
shitty
Citizen
mobile
is now
game
fucked.
companies are going to be fucking drilled.
Ah, God, yes.
Genshin Impact is going to get fucking drilled. Like,
Yeah.
the company that makes them, that's their entire fucking marketing strategy. They make a game that looks pretty and they're everything about it. It's a free fucking game. It's buy their fucking microtransactions.
Although they have always been relatively upfront. They're still scummy, but they're more
Oh,
upfront.
they have.
Yeah,
but a lot of the practices that to just play their games fall within these boundaries.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I swear, these guys and casinos use the same playbook. In what they
yeah.
do. Like, it's terrifying. Because we learnt that shit back when we were in uni for, like, design and everything. It's like, yeah, your game should be addictive, because then players can stay there. Like, no. Good story now. Stop with that.
Yeah.
It's just Skinner boxing's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's purely it. How do I make money? Just make a Skinner box.
Yeah. That, or, pump and dump a crypto. This is how the world works now.
Well, pumping, dumping crypto is not becoming as effective as it used to be because everyone's getting pretty like, fuck crypto.
everyone's kind of realized, oh, there's no winning here.
All except the American government, who's using their own treasury to buy fucking crypto.
Oh, that's right. Using the
Yeah,
gold
they got to
reserve.
prove to use the gold. Yeah,
No.
I didn't bring anything up about that in the main episode simply because it was like, guys, like there's nothing to talk about here. This is just fucking.
It's
stupid.
just something to mention when it's related to something else. Like, if you wanted to point a finger at how fucking dumb the government is getting, there it is.
I mean, I feel like they elected a rather large orange example of how dumb their fucking government's getting.
Yeah.
I'd say they elected a chicken nugget, but that just puts chicken nuggets in a bad light.
Right, I'm gonna calm us down and stop this because one, we're out past time, and two, I can feel it. We're getting rambly.
Oh yeah.
So
We still have more shit to record.
y'all have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.